Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United had beaten Everton 2-0. Fantastic, magnificent Manchester United. I know it still says 1-0 up there. That's my mistake. I do need to change it. But I got lost in the excitement of what I described. And I think many will agree. It was a world-class finish by Jesse Lingard there to guarantee us the 3 points. And I tell you what, there was a lot of negativity on Saturday after the Southampton game. I did the video yesterday morning saying we need to back Mourinho. You can't go from 3 weeks ago being title contenders to 3 weeks later wanting rid of your manager. We're not Arsenal. We've got more depth than that. United is in the name of our club and we should stay united behind the players and behind the manager and give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what they can do at Everton, which has always been a very difficult place to go. And I think 48 hours, just 48 hours after that debacle against Southampton and Burnley last week and the Leicester thing as well, we go to Everton. I must admit, a very poor Everton side, but we go to Everton and we get a really good result 48 hours after that rubbish performance. And I think bounce back ability, or whatever you call it, Manchester United have always been really good at that, because you're never going to win all your games. You're going to have setbacks, but it's how you bounce back from that. Today was all about the players. I don't put the blame at Mourinho for the Southampton game. There was chances in that game to scrape a win, and it would have been a scraped win, but we should have won it. Today was about whether the players could turn up, and we had nonsense floating around the... to be honest, this performance to me is not about United fans wanting Mourinho out. It's not about United fans being uncertain about the future. It was about a big up yours to the press who were trying to turn Manchester United fans against the manager and against the players, when actually we are still progressing and there's still a lot of work to be done, but we are progressing. And it's a big up yours to the press who thought they had a chink in our armour. They thought they were turning the tide against Mourinho. And today, the players and the manager 100% got it totally right and gave us a performance that I wouldn't, it was still a lot of work. I wouldn't say it was a performance to be proud of, but it was certainly a performance where we got the result that we deserved. Defensively, very, very strong. Offensively, yeah, we should be creating more chances. And, in the first half, lots of long shots. We didn't carve them open. And yes, Manchester City or Liverpool would have done that. They would have carved them open because they are very, very good attacking sides. And we're not quite there yet. But in relation to both the goals, both very, very, very good. Both outside the area, because it was a game of shooting from outside the box from United. We just couldn't really carve them open in the box in the one-on-one situations. Martial's goal, curled it, placed it lovely, and Lingard's goal I felt was world class. I thought it was really, really good. He skips past the player, whacks it in the top corner. Yes, for me, I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to say that Jesse Lingard should be anywhere near a Manchester United side that's going to win a title, simply because he wouldn't be in a City team, he wouldn't be in a Spurs team, he wouldn't even be in a Liverpool team. But as a Manchester United youth product who gives his all, who is in the form of his life at the moment, and is a fantastic squad player, that is why he's there. We've got injury crisis at the moment. He's done. I mean, I applaud Lingard. He's not man of the match, but I applaud Lingard because that is what Mkhitaryan was brought to do. That is what Mkhitaryan's brought to do. You give the Mkhitaryan the ball, he skips past a couple of players and he shoots and he scores, or he creates something. Mkhitaryan has absolutely let this club down, 100%. And if it wasn't for Lingard, we wouldn't actually have anybody at the moment. So I applaud Lingard because, yes, he wouldn't be in my starting team if we're trying to win a title. You've got to go and buy a Griezmann or an Ozil or somebody like that. But the performance, the goal today... Because who knows? We saw it against Leicester, didn't we? Who knows what might have happened if it was 1-0 with 3 minutes to go? You know what we would have done? We would have parked the bus. They might have put a long ball in there and, like Leicester did, saved themselves a point. So that Lingard goal was very, very significant. And it was, technically it was a Pogba assist, but I don't really like those as assists because Lingard does all the work. He gets the ball, he turns, he runs at their defence, much like that Watford winner, and skips past a couple of players and puts it in the top. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant goal. And Martial's goal was brilliant as well. And I was really pleased that Martial scored. Rashford came on and was pretty poor again. So I would stick Martial up front until Lukaku's back. And I think Martial's been absolutely brilliant this season. God, I'm nearly choking there. I also want to give a big shout out to Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba was rubbish against Southampton. Absolutely rubbish. And I'll keep saying 48 hours because it's a very, very quick round of turnaround in the modern game. And also it's a home game to an away game. A traditionally difficult place for Manchester United to go. Paul Pogba today, I think in the last 3 games he's looked like last season. Lethargic, lazy. Why did we spend £90 million on him? This season, I think he's looked like one of the best midfielders in the world. The last 3 games not, but today he was back to that again. 2 assists. Really good performance, freedom to do things in the final third. He played way too deep against Southampton, and I thought Pogba was fantastic today. I also want to shout out Herrera, because a lot of people have given up on Herrera, and I thought Herrera's selection today was absolutely brilliant by Mourinho, because we're all very happy to jump on the negatives, but I felt that these silly rumours about him losing the dressing room were just silly rumours, probably fed from the fake press again, trying to cause problems at Manchester United. But what Mourinho did today is he picked a team where he had a lot of players on that pitch who he knew would give 100% effort. And that's what we didn't have against Southampton. We had a lot of, no urgency. Whereas today, it wasn't a fantastic performance from United, but it never, ever, ever lacked effort. Everybody was trying. Mata was really good again. Herrera will just give you 100%, even if he's not having the best season. Rojo, still coming back from injury, still a bit sloppy in some areas, but 100% effort. Phil Jones, 100% effort. Lindelof, 100% effort. Pogba was brilliant today. Lingard gives you effort. Martial was really good. We've mentioned Mata. Matic, for me, just still looks exhausted, but he will give you that effort. And that's where United were never going to fail today, because what they didn't have on Saturday, they had in abundance today. Lots of effort, lots of urgency, and a really good 3 points. And let's not forget, somehow we put ourselves in the position before this kickoff where we were 8 points clear of Liverpool 3 weeks ago. We were level on points with Liverpool today. And Everton away, we don't normally win at Everton. So to go out of today with 3, still having a cushion over Everton, still a big cushion over Arsenal, putting a little bit of pressure on Chelsea. We've now got Derby County in the FA Cup, and then we've got Stoke at home. Hopefully we can start 2018 with 3 wins, and I think we should be able to do that quite comfortably. Much better in the final third today as well. A really good performance. You'll note I haven't mentioned one player, because they will be my man of the match today. Luke Shaw was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. And I think I've always been a big fan of Luke Shaw. Some people over the last few months have said Luke Shaw's finished, and I've always hoped that he would be given a chance. And I must admit, even I was getting to the point where I didn't think Mourinho was going to give him a chance, but he's given him that chance. And much like Martial, I've got a lot of confidence in Luke Shaw, and I just felt it was just about give him a chance and he'll prove you wrong. And Luke Shaw is doing that now. I thought against Southampton he was, I wouldn't say like Ross said he was poor, I thought he didn't have his best game. But the thing about Luke Shaw, he's been out for a long time. What he needs is games. It's like Lindelof, they need games. He's been out for a long time, but he's stayed fit since September. He's now getting games because others are injured. Very consistent. But what's happening with Luke Shaw, with that consistency and with those every game, he's getting better and better. And today he was fantastic, absolutely brilliant, defensively good, but never stopped going forward. He's got a left foot. He's a left back with a left foot, and he is a major asset for Manchester United. We should not be looking at buying left backs. We don't need to buy a left back. Luke Shaw is only going to get better and better, and I think he was the real positive for me today. Pogba pushed him close. Pogba was very good, but Luke Shaw was definitely my man of the match. Kevin disagrees with me, but yeah, I would go with Luke Shaw. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But I'm really pleased with that performance from Manchester United, and I really hope as well that it turns a few people who were starting to doubt Mourinho back, because I think a new year isn't a new season, but it is a significant point, and I think we ended last year disappointing, very disappointing. But to start this year away from home, a place where we normally struggle to win, with a real convincing win. And I think we almost need to forget last year, pretend that this is the start of a season, we're in third, we're in quite a good position, and we just start again and we go again. And maybe the club might look at that, and maybe the club will go and make a couple of signings, because we need momentum. I felt that the last 3 games we've been limping, we look like we're getting worse and worse, where everyone who's chasing us, the Liverpools and Arsenals and Spurs, they're on the up. This result today gives us so much confidence, and confidence is key in football. And I think the performances of people like Juan Mata, very consistent. I always say 8 is such a good number for Mata, because he gives you so many 8 out of 10 performances. And then the confidence that Lingard's getting, and Martial scoring a goal up front. Pogba will take a lot from that game. We're still a very young team, and we've still got a lot to learn. But I think we're heading in the right direction, and I think Mourinho. I'm very consistent. I think Mourinho is the right man, and I just want people to give him the chance, because I think that there are opportunities there for this team to keep progressing and keep progressing. But I've had my say. Keep subscribing. We're near 171,000. I'm going to take some of your calls now. Skype Goldbridge is the... get yourself on Skype. Skype Goldbridge, all one word. And let's take some of your thoughts on the results. Kwame is buzzing. Yeah, look, it's a real positive result for us. Gungshi says we're back in second place now. Even better, even better. Rojo was superb, says Jake McKay. I felt that both Jones and Rojo were very, very good. Can we get Fosu Mensah? Well, Fosu Mensah was fantastic yesterday. Man of the match for Crystal Palace and brilliant. And, you know, it's amazing how a good performance can suddenly make you feel a lot more optimistic. We're not going to win the title this year. Of course we're not going to win the title this year. But I think yesterday we were thinking we're not even going to finish top. We're not even going to finish second. We might finish sixth again. Lots and lots of positives. Lots and lots of positives from that game. Why does Shaw always look fat, even when he's ripped, says Paul Robinson. And we've also got... we're back to second, baby, says Satan's pretty cool. Our left side was amazing, says Cozy. It's great to have that left-hand side playing so well as well, because we've struggled. We've struggled in that position. We've always been a right-handed side team for a long while, so it's good that we get that back. Get calling in, Skype Goldbridge. Is Skype working? Yeah, Skype is working. So I'm waiting for people to get Skyping in and give us your thoughts on it. If you can, that'd be great. Appreciated. We don't normally have to wait long for people to start Skyping in. So while we're waiting, I'll take some of your calls as well. Some of your live comments, sorry, when they start loading up. Hopefully we haven't got any problems with my computer, because that might be why. But yeah, massive, massive performance for Manchester United. We needed to win today, and I think there were some people who didn't think we were going to. Pogba is a number 10 beast, says Haha Banter. I mean, he wasn't even a number 10 today. I would argue with that. He was a left-sided midfielder of a midfield three. It was quite reminiscent of what he used to do for Juventus, sort of playing a midfield three, but have more license to work. Skype is not working, says Paul Robinson. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll log out and I'll log back in, because that sometimes addresses the issue. Because we might have a call. We might have a call. We might have a call. Lingard is in the best form of his life, says Ronaldo 7. I would agree with you on that. I have got a cold, Manny. I think we might have a problem. I think we might have a problem here. I don't even know if I'm live anymore. I'm hemorrhaging viewers, and let's see if we can get it back. Okay, Pogba in the right position is much better than Kevin De Bruyne, says Sia. Pogba needs to be free like today's game, says Prejwell. Yeah, I'm just going to load up Skype again now. I think we had a problem there where we seem to lose it for a bit, but I do want to take some of your calls and get your thoughts on it. And I also want to go past 171,000 subscribers while we're live as well. That'd be good. But no, seriously, I do want to get some of your calls, because that's what we're live for. Let me just have a look. Somebody's just telling me we can't sit back now. We're still live. Yes, I'm still live. Superb. Griezmann in the summer, says Kazadi. I still think we need to sign somebody in January. I don't know what you lot think. I still think we need to sign somebody in January, because we are obviously, I think we're in a battle for the top four now, and I think that sort of performance today from Manchester United helps us massively. But we controlled the game, says Reece Lynch, which from minute 1 to the end we did. Lingard phenomenal at the moment, says Lynn Hall. Would be great if he can keep his form long term. Yeah, he's a major asset for Manchester United at the moment, is Jesse, and long may that continue. Right, hopefully we got Skype working now. Yes, we have. Let's get somebody on. Pogba's a leader in the making, says Mark C. I forgot about that. He was captain today as well, and he did put in a good performance. We'll get there in the end. We'll get there in the end. I think we might have a problem with Skype. I think that might be why we can't get callers in. Pogba was world class today, says Fresh King. I wish match of the day was tonight, says Chocolate Cake 2001. Tacky Tack says a new start, a good start. It's United year coming. Cheer up, guys. Lingard is worth 200 million. Oh, this is so frustrating. So frustrating when you do a Skype show and then you can't take Skype calls. But I'm going to try again. Oh, for God's sake. I think I might just have to wipe this last 20 minutes off this fucking video. Right, let me get back onto my stream. I don't want to be on that. Oh, for God's sake. At least we've won. All I'd say is at least Manchester United have won this game because that was the main thing at the end of the day, wasn't it? Okay, I'm back. Right. Let me just take some of your live comments then, because at the moment I don't know what's going on with this. This should show the board that even better players we can do. QC, I agree with you 100%. I think Manchester United, if you give Jose Mourinho the tools to do the job properly, then Manchester United will achieve big things, and that is the thing that we need to do. We need to give Jose Mourinho the proper tools to do a proper job at Manchester United, and if we do that, then we will achieve big things at this club, because he's still doing it with his hands tied behind his back. Safe says Riyad Mahrez would be perfect for this team. I don't know whether he definitely would be good for our team, but I certainly think he'd give us some options out wide, which we don't have at the moment. Wasn't Pogba's shot after the step-overs in the maze run taken from inside the box? We need Lozano, says Samuel Gontaza. I don't think we'll end up getting Lozano. Mata struck the crossbar, which sparked the fight, says Siobhan. He hit a post. He did. He hit one from range. And Jesse Lingard has more goals than Kevin De Bruyne, Alexis Sanchez and Eden Hazard. Lingard's celebration was awesome, says Vishal. Mata hit the post, actually. Lindelof marks, says by Lipsy. I thought Lindelof did well. I think Lindelof's had to play centre-back, right-back, centre-back, right-back. I think he's done really well for us. And I think, I'm very excited about Manchester United now. I think, we've had 3 bad draws, but we've been to Everton and we've won, and it gives us a lot of positivity going into this this new year. Our main focus this year has got to be get Champions League football, but if we can buy a couple of players in January, and I know that's a big if we can buy a couple of players in January and we can get past Sevilla in the Champions League, then who knows what we could achieve this year. I think we've got to be positive. The big thing for me after that result today was the ability to kill off people who are being negative about our club, and the press are driving it the most, and I think some fans have fallen into that trap because they were quite rightly disappointed. And I think as a club, we've responded really well today, and I think hopefully people will get behind the club now, and then we can get go on to better things. I think we were in a dangerous position after Saturday where people were saying Jose out, and I don't want that. It's way too soon. And the players responded today because it's the players who have to stop that happening, and they did. They went out for the manager and for the badge, and they produced a good result. And we go again against Derby on Friday and then Stoke, and we see where we are. But the fact that you know, all these myths that were floating around. Oh, the Mourinho's lost the dressing room. Well, if you've lost the dressing room, you don't go to somewhere like Everton and produce a result like that, because as bad as Everton were, it was a real physical battle, and United deserved to win it. Somebody just says, I'm the fan that started the negativity. You obviously don't watch the channel, mate, and you clearly probably watch Man City. I did a whole video yesterday on why we should back Mourinho, so you can sit down, you clown. Just because your club's got no fan channel, don't come in here and try and ruin ours. City fans. I think I like that comment from LPHIXDJ. He says, they actually turned up today against Everton. Everton are not a great team, but Manchester United turned up, and they didn't, you know, Southampton aren't a great team, but we didn't turn up against Southampton. You can try and Skype me. I've logged in again. Skype Goldbridge. Try it, and let's see if we can take a call, because I'm really intrigued to do that. I really want to try and get somebody on. Let's have a look who we can get on. Right, looking like it's going to work now, so I'm going to try and get the person on I was going to get last time. It looks like it's going to work. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, is that Kieran?
Yeah, that's Kieran, Mark.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about, Kieran?
I was just going to talk about Paul Pogba.
Okay.
I thought he was brilliant today. I thought that he really got himself about, and he got himself into brilliant attacking positions, which he hadn't been doing in previous games, you know.
I think Paul Pogba, and I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think Paul Pogba actually sort of was sort of a symbol of Manchester United and the contrast between Southampton and today, like you say, that, you know, not good enough against Southampton. And I thought Paul Scholes was right what he said about him being lazy and lethargic. But today, he looks exactly what we've seen from him this season. And when Pogba plays well, United seem to play well.
I'd say the same about Ander Herrera as well, though. Like, you know, everybody's been, a lot of people anyway have been criticising him, but he comes into the team and, you know, he's like N'Golo Kante. If you look at him, the amount of interceptions he makes, you know, he was actually playing forward passes for once, whereas I thought in recent weeks he wasn't really playing forward passes.
No, I agree. I mean, I do like Paul Ander Herrera, and I thought it was a very clever selection because he does give a lot of effort. And I know he's not been as good this season as last year, but last year he was one of our players of the year. This year, there's a lot of fans who've sort of turned against him a bit, which surprises me. But again, it was all about the effort levels today, and I felt everyone played well. Would Pogba have been your man of the match?
No, I think Herrera will be, to be honest.
Well, you know what?
Even though Pogba, I think even though he was really good attacking wise, I think what Herrera brought to the table was like high energy levels, which we've been missing. Like in the Southampton game, we were just flat and lethargic, whereas in that game, you know, he brought a lot of energy to the team.
I think it's a brilliant point, because I think if anyone's disagreeing with that, and you might have a man of the match that's different for that for your own reasons, but I like the way you explained it, because if Lukaku had been fit today, then Lukaku probably would have played where Martial was. Martial would have probably gone to the left, Lingard would have been the number 10, and Pogba would have been where Herrera was. Pogba would have then have been way deeper than he actually played in that game, and he wouldn't have had that that dynamism that Herrera got. So in a weird sort of way, Lukaku's injury sort of played into the hands of us being able to play a team that was really full of effort. And I was very impressed with Herrera. I thought he came in and symbolised again, like Pogba, what we needed, which was effort and high energy. Yeah,
I'd say though against the big teams, I think we're still going to struggle, because every attack we're just going through the middle, which isn't what Man United symbolise. I mean, I'm only 15, so I didn't really see much of the older United sides and stuff. But back, you know, on clips that I've seen, it was just, you know, people like Beckham whipping in beautiful crosses and things, whereas we're just going through the middle constantly. And I think we've got like Mata out wide. I don't think that's brilliant for him, because he keeps coming in narrow, and I think that it's easier for, like, especially better teams defensively to stop us, because we're just too narrow, and especially like teams like Chelsea that play like a 3 at the back, You know, it's really easy for them to defend against narrow teams. Whereas if you play with the width, it's a lot more difficult for teams to defend against you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because I think that was the big downer about not beating Burnley and Southampton, is that I think United need to beat those sort of teams, because when we come against the better teams, I still think we're probably, certainly in an attacking sense, I hate to admit it, but Liverpool, Spurs and arguably Chelsea and certainly City, they've got more fluidity in their attack, and we, you know, the one, I wouldn't say negative, but the one thing I would say about that game there was that in the first half Everton were poor and we didn't carve them open once, and I think we're struggling to do that. But that's why I still think we need to add a couple of players, because we still need to create more chances.
I think though that's why I think people are harsh on Lukaku, because he'll only get 1 or 2 chances in a game a lot of the time because we're not creative enough. Whereas if you look at Liverpool, Salah's getting 5, 6, 7 chances a match, and he still only puts 2, 3 of them away. But that makes him look world class because he's getting that many chances in a game that he's going to score goals. Whereas Lukaku kind of has to feed on scraps and use his height to his advantage.
Yeah, definitely. I think we are struggling at the moment for creating chances, and I think, you know, the great thing about today is it was 3 points, but it's one game and it's a step forward. And I think we will learn. We still have the same problems that we had at the weekend, and you know there were 2 really good goals today. But you know, what I said about the Southampton result was that we weren't good, but there were still chances to win that, scrape it 1-0. And today there were 2 really good goals, but if they don't go in, we could have walked away 0-0. So it's like fine margins.
I think that Rashford chance, it would have. I think if it was Martial in that position, I think that'd have been in, because I think he's more of a natural finisher.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he does, like what I've watched of Henry. I know this is like a really easy thing to compare him with, but what I've seen of Henry, he's really similar with his pace. He's, you know, decently tall. He is quite strong. You know, really, he is obviously, as you always say, our best flair player. So I think that would have gone in. I don't think he'd have tried that silly flick that Rashford did. I think, you know, in those positions you just got to whack it really.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for calling in, Kieran. Really good points. Lots of people saying so in the live comments as well. And please do call in again.
Yeah. Will do. Cheers, Mark.
Call in. We normally do Skype Goldbridge on a Monday night anyway, so we're sort of combining our match reaction with a Skype show. So do keep calling in and give us your thoughts. Ultimately, just very, very happy. The fan cams were brilliant on Saturday. We've got fan cams from the Everton game coming up in the next couple of hours. I'm really interested to see what the fans at the ground think. But I just woke up on Sunday morning after the Saturday night game, and I didn't like a lot of what I was seeing about Mourinho and Mourinho out stuff, and I was a bit embarrassed by it as a club. I think it's way too early to do that, and I'm personally just very happy that United have responded like that today, because for me it was on the players, and the players have responded today, and we've got a really good result, and I just think we go again. And I hate that saying because it's a Liverpool one, but I mean, where are the Mourinho out people? Do you want to call in and have your say? Because where are you, and what are your thoughts on it now? Because there was a lot of passion that he needs to go, and then we react today with a really good, strong performance, win it 2-0. Tactics are perfect, really strong performances from individual players, and it worked really well.
What's up?
Hello, who am I speaking to?
It's Jared. How you doing?
Hi, Jared. You all right?
Excellent. Good today.
What do you want to talk about?
Great game today. I really liked what Pogba did in the second half. I thought if we play like that with him there, I think it opens up a whole new dimension to the attack. And I was really happy that Martial scored. I thought that was great.
Yeah, playing up front. I mean, I do think we missed the physicality of Lukaku, obviously. And we were against a very physical Everton defence, and I think that's why we were shooting from outside the box so much, because I think we knew knocking the ball into the box was going to be a bit of a fruitless task, because we didn't really have the physicality to hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, again, silver lining is that you see a new person up front that's not a big, strong man, and we still come out with a result, which is nice to see, because maybe it gives Mourinho confidence in some of these other games to play Martial up front or play these 3 or to work with. I mean, Lingard's been unbelievable. I agree with your point again that you can't win a title with Lingard starting, but I think you need players like that in your squad to come on like he has. He's had these moments in the game like Watford and this one where he just has these goals that are like so above his skill level, it seems. So who knows? Maybe Mourinho's getting something out of him that we haven't seen before, and that's great, if so.
I think, you know what I would say about Lingard is, I obviously have said that and you've just said it there. I don't think we can win a title with Jesse Lingard in the team because I don't think he's a title-winning number 10 or winger. But he's certainly a title-winning squad player. And he's having to play at the moment, and thank God he is, because Mkhitaryan has let this club down. He's meant to be that number 10, and he's been abysmal. And if it wasn't for Lingard, who would we play there? So Lingard has stepped up to the plate. But next season, we might have Griezmann. But Griezmann might pull his hamstring for 6 weeks. And that's where Lingard comes in as a squad player. So for me, I ain't stressed about what Lingard's future role is at the club, because I don't think you can win a title with him in the starting 11. But I certainly think I'd have him on the bench, and I think he's in the form of his life at the moment. Jared, just very quickly, lots and lots. I mean, I did the video yesterday, and there was a lot of dislikes about it, because I presume those people didn't like the fact that I was telling United fans. I'm not telling you, it's all your opinion, but I was asking as a favour, just let's support Mourinho, let's get behind Mourinho. Let's not be Arsenal fans and start turning on our manager just because we've had a couple of draws, even though they were unacceptable. Not many moaning about Mourinho tonight. Do you think Mourinho will have bought himself some time with those United fans now?
I think overall, United fans are taking out frustrations on him. But again, every manager is going to have a tactical fault at some point. I don't think it's Mourinho. I think it's, again, he hasn't been backed. I don't want to get into that again, but let's see after January. I believe the fans will be happier if they see new people coming in. I think Jose will be happier. I do think this Lowry thing is going to become more of an issue over time. With him not having a contract and living in a hotel, I just don't think this plays well for him in the press. So it's like, why would you give the press this long of a storyline? I think if Mourinho's backed, he's going to be the best manager in the world. But again, if he's not, it's going to be these results where we're fighting to make a 1-0 win, and that the fan base, I don't think, is going to do well with. I think right now, anyone not backing the team, I don't know what they're looking for. Like, what else do you expect? We can complain that he hasn't been backed, but he's the only person who I would want leading this right now, and there's not even a close second. Like, if people say Simeone plays worse tactics than this guy does, I don't know. I think Mourinho is finding his footing, and it's maybe taking a little longer than we are all used to for someone like him. If he signs a new contract, I'd be excited for what's coming.
That's got to happen. That's got to happen in the next 3 or 4 months, because by the summer he's going into his final year. So that needs to happen ASAP. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I want Mourinho to stay. I want him to be successful. I want him to be backed this month. I think we do need to spend a lot more money. But I also think, as good as that result is today, Everton were very poor. I think if we were playing Liverpool at the moment, we'd probably get battered, and the same with Man City and probably Spurs. And, you know, I'm not blinded by the result. I'm just very happy with it, because it's 48 hours. That's very little time, again, after a very poor performance, and yet so many players who were poor in that game, and Paul Pogba was probably the poorest, respond with a performance like that.
100%. And again, I do not think you're going to be waiting much longer. I think Griezmann's coming in January. I have this weird feeling wherever he goes, it's in January. Costa was just introduced yesterday. I think he's coming here. I think that's going to open up a whole new dimension. If he doesn't, I think you're going to get a lot more indications that maybe Mourinho's not going to be here. But I think if Griezmann goes anywhere else but here, I think there's something more to that story. Maybe he's not comfortable not knowing the next manager. I don't know. But again, I think Mourinho will get Griezmann in January. 100%.
I hope so. Well, thanks for calling in, Jared, as per usual, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Stay well, Mark. Thank you.
You too. Let me just have a quick look at this. I'm going to take some of your live comments as well. No Griezmann buyout clause, has to be 89 or we don't get him in January, says Mini Diver. I think that dropped down to 89 million in July. I think it's still 200 million at the moment. It does stay 0-1 to Manchester United. I got so excited after the Lingard goal I didn't actually change it, but the reality is Manchester United have got the 3 points today, and Many people felt we wouldn't get it, probably based on the fact that it's historically a very difficult place for us to go. We are back into second place at the moment, 3 points clear of Liverpool, who are in fourth, 2 points clear of Chelsea, who are in second. Chelsea play tomorrow, and hopefully they won't win. But yeah, very, very, very pleased with Manchester United's performance today. And yeah, Goretzka's not going to come to us, Bardell's Gaming. I'd love him to come to us, but it's very much looking like he's going to go to Bayern Munich. Goretzka is going to Bayern, says Shoot Neutrality. Griezmann wants to either United or Barca, says Shiva. Look, if we can get a signing in, I'd love it. I'd love us to get a couple of signings in January, because I do think we need to add a little bit of money to it. But we've got fan cams coming up very, very soon. I was going to take a couple more calls, but I'm hearing that the fan cams are going to be here in the next half an hour or so, and I need to sort thumbnails and stuff like that out. So Matthew McFadden's made a contribution. Matthew, thank you very much. He says, good way to start 2018 off. Great second half performance from Pogba too. Happy New Year to all the United Stand family. Here's to another great year. Well, I don't think you can say it better than that. But what I am thinking of doing in the new year, which was a little bit of surprise for everyone who's watching now, is that after every single Manchester United game, I think what we're going to do from now on is I'll do my match reaction for a few minutes, and then we'll just open up the calls for the next sort of half an hour to an hour and take all your calls. And if you're interested in that, drop a like on the video and comments below and think if you want us to do it. But fantastic performance from Manchester United today. Really, really good. I appreciate it's New Year's Day, so I don't want to take up too much of your time because it's a family day. We will have the fan cams coming up for you. They'll be up probably in the next hour or so. Interested to see what Flex and the people at the ground have got to say on it. But a flawless performance from United today. Not a fantastic performance, but a flawless performance based on the effort levels, which is what we definitely needed. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all very soon, and watch out for the fan cams. They'll be coming up throughout the evening. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 AM with Transfer Daily. I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching.